Hello, Gemma Gilbert here. So I want to talk to you today about how you choose a niche for your group program that people will pay for. One of the things that changes when we move from one-on-one to group is when we sell one-on-one, we can just kind of sell what people need. So you can often get away with quite a general niche. Like I'm sure a lot of you have general niches as one-on-one. You haven't got super specific on kind of who it's for, because you jump on a sales call with people, and if they say, for example, for me, if someone says, oh, I need help growing my membership, sure, I can help you with that, growing a membership. If I need help generating more leads for my one-on-one service, great, let's do that. And I can kind of show you these steps that are specific for you. But when we change instead to group, we have to get more niche, because we're bringing people into a group container and we have to deliver on the thing they think they're going to get. So we can't go, yeah, I can do that, and they come into a group container and then the steps aren't quite what they imagined. And if you've ever done this, if you've ever tried to do this, what you end up with is people with very differing needs. And then you have to try and deliver on a shared experience and deliver a result, which is really, really hard to do if you didn't get really, really clear in the first place on like who it was for. So that's why we have to get more niche. We have to be able to serve one very specific problem. The other thing is, if you want to charge, say, over £1,000 for a group program, it's my personal belief that high end, not, it doesn't have to be especially high end, but over £1,000 is the best way for you to really scale your income. I think charging, low ticket courses or low ticket memberships, I just personally think are a much, much more complicated model. You need a lot more people to make money. So if you're currently serving one-on-one and you're thinking, it's hard to hit my income goals like this, what's the best way to scale? For me, figuring out how you can offer a group program and sell it for over £1,000, up to as big as you want, 5, 10, 20,000 pounds. Figuring out, like the clients I typically work with sell programs between £1,000 and about £6,000. So figuring out what that program is the key to you growing your income, because then you can serve lots of people at once. But you have to know how to niche, and really specifically, I want you to focus on the niche people will pay for, because I see a lot of people get hung up on how am I going to run it, and like what tech am I going to use, and where am I going to house it, where's the community going to be, and do I need to buy Kajabi or do I need to buy Thinkific, and how do I even record it? And that stuff doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. Like my first group program was videos in a Google Drive, and we jumped in on Zoom, which I put in a Google Drive. What matters is you pick something people will actually pay for, because if you don't, nobody will buy it. Right? But you also need to pick something you love, something that's in your zone of genius, something that you feel energetic about. Otherwise, you'll end up serving in a container that ultimately you're not going to want to do long term. And I don't know about you, I have swapped between offers, but I don't want to keep swapping up my offer a million times, creating content, doing the next thing, doing the next thing, doing the next thing. It's just not good business, right? How about we just try and nail it? How about we figure out what that thing is you want to be doing? And you might not get it right the first time, but how about we try, right? So I'm just going to take you through an exercise today to help you get clear on how to find the intersection between the niche that people will pay for and the thing that you're super passionate about. Okay. Why is it not sharing? There we go. Okay. So a quick table for you. So I want you to get in your mind, right? This is this column here. Different ideas for a group program with your audience. So for example, I might say, maybe I could help my my clients to create a month's worth of content, or maybe I could help my clients generate more leads, or maybe I could help my clients start and scale a group program. That's my actual offer, right? Okay, so first of all, I just want you to list out the different ideas you have in your head, and this will probably typically be things that you currently help people with one-on-one, right? So you might think, okay, I've helped people one-on-one over here, I've helped people one-on-one over here, I've helped people one-on-one over here. So get those ideas out first of all. Okay, next, I want you to score, right, and we're going to do a 1 to 5 score here. I want you to score first the transformation that program delivers. So I want you to think, how big is the transformation? Do you offer kind of like, imagine The full transformation is the mountain. So say somebody wants to, I'm just going to lose 3 stone. Do you help them lose 3 stone, or do you help them lose a couple of pounds, right? So the full transformation would be losing 3 stone. Losing a couple of pounds would be like partial transformation. So how big is the transformation? Do you get them to where they want to go? And if you do, put a 5. And if it's just kind of like you start them on the journey but you don't get them completely there, that's going to be lower, like a 1 or a 2 or a 3, depending what you want, right? So you're going to score, first of all, about this transformation. Now, why is the transformation important? The transformation is the things people are buying. Okay, so if your transformation is too low, if it's too low to be easy to buy into, it's going to be really, really hard for you to sell. So one thing I really want you to step into is, how could I really deliver on a transformation that my audience will want? And this is our next column, right? And really, really crucially, not only do my audience want, they will pay for, and they can pay. Okay, now I'm going to say something controversial. Don't focus your service, selling your group program to a segment of your audience who can't pay, right? It's like positioning what you do to people on benefits, right? Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't help those people, but I'm saying you're running a business and you need to obsess over your profitability and making money. If you then want to go have a scheme or something that allows you to help people that are struggling, absolutely do that. But first, you need to become profitable yourself, which means you have to focus on a segment of your audience that can pay. So if you just run down your offer ideas, and I just want you to think, like, have the people that your offer is for, right? The people that you would serve, do they have the funds, right? Or do they have the resources that would actually allow them to invest £1,000 or more in the thing you have? And that doesn't mean they need to have all of that resources in their business if they're a business owner, or £20,000 savings, but are they employed to the point where they have resources coming in, or are they at a certain stage of business, which means they have their resources coming in, or do they have a certain mindset even at the beginning of business that means they are ready? You have to commit to picking that segment of your audience that can pay. So just go down this column and give yourself a score for, have you chosen an audience? So if yes, like, yeah, they can pay, they've got the money, you're going to put that. So for example, my group program, I typically work with people that are already making 3 to 6k. Like, I help them turn their one-on-one into a group or scale their group and make a lot more money, but they typically have that basis there already. Okay, so you're just going to go down and give that a score, whether they can pay. Right, next, bleeding neck. Okay, this means, does your audience, do the people that you are serving for that offer have a bleeding neck problem? As in, if you have a bleeding neck, you're going to go to A&E to solve it, right? You're not going to go, I'll sleep on it and think about it and maybe go to A&E tomorrow because you've got a bleeding neck. Whereas if you had a sprained ankle, that could probably wait until tomorrow, right? You're going to go to A&E to sprained ankle. You're probably not even going to get help. You might think, oh, help would be nice. Wouldn't it be great if someone gave me some crutches so I can walk around? But ultimately, you're not going to pay. Now, so often when I see offers that don't sell, you're trying to solve a nice to have problem, like a nice to have solution. Whereas if you really want to develop a profitable group program, you have to focus on a problem that is bad enough that people are willing to put down their credit card and say, yeah, you know what, I really, really need that. So I want you to go down and consider, how much is this a bleeding neck for the segment of my audience that I've chosen? How bad is the problem, and how good is the transformation that they would get? Right, now the final thing, right, so those 3 things, if you just did those, you've really focused on delivering a big transformation, you focused on a segment of your audience who has the funds to pay, and you focused on a segment of your audience or a problem that is bad enough that people are looking to solve it right now, right? If they're not looking to solve it right now, it's not bad enough. Then the final thing that really has to check in is your energy and your zone of genius, okay? Because ultimately, you want to do the stuff that doesn't feel like work. You want to do the stuff that lights you up, that you could get up on a stage at a TED Talk and just talk at length about because you're so passionate about it. So I want you to dial into each of the offers you've listed. Like, how energized by it do you feel? How much does it allow you to stay in your zone of genius? For example, I could create an offer around helping people with their content to get clients, but that's only one tiny piece of what I really love doing. Like, my real zone of genius is helping people automate and implement like good marketing over long term. That's what lights me up, which is why I don't offer like tons and tons of really short programs, why I don't do tons of like power hours, because ultimately I want to focus on those people that want to go deep with me, create sustainable long-term marketing, and really grow a group program. So for me, I have a longer term program at a higher price point that delivers a significant transformation at a bleeding neck of people that are like burnt out with one-on-one, and they need to scale. If they want to sustain their business, if they want to see their family, they need to scale, right? It's a bleeding neck because they're burnt out with one-on-one and they want to be earning money, and they've hit an income ceiling, and they can pay because they've already got a certain level of success in their business. They're now looking to step up to that next stage, to up level even further. Okay, so then we're just going to mark like what's your zone of genius when it comes to each offer, and then very simply you're going to tot up your scores and you're going to have a look. Okay, so that one's got a score of 17, that's high. This one's got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one's got 4, 8, 9. Okay, so I've got a clear winner here in terms of where I can really step up and serve my audience. And that's just a super simple exercise you can run through to really figure out like what your profitable niche is. Okay, awesome. I hope that was useful. Let me know in the comments, as always, any insights you've experienced watching that video, what you're going to be taking with you today. It was great to chat to you, and I'll see you all soon.